Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.
Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, and self-defense. Now, here are your hosts, Dave Stahl, Lance Pelkey, and Michael Schwartz.
Hear that song?
I'm telling you.
What's that song? Give me back my bullets.
Oh, there it is.
I had to do it. Thanks, Timmy. You did a great job. Hannah, she probably stepped all over it, but that's okay. She's still in training. Give me back my bullets.
Speaking of that, are you packing?
I'm packing. Gun Range San Diego's our sponsor. This is Gun Sports Radio, right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are the answer. Gun Range San Diego, folks, what would we do without them? These guys are amazing. And I'm constantly telling everybody about Gun Range San Diego and all the screaming deals that they got over there, and people are looking at me like, are you kidding? But, hey, we really want to thank them. Nordstrom's of gun ranges, just not the price. Go to www.thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, right there on Balboa across from the, I think it's the Penske Body Shop.
Yep.
Before we get rolling off into the show, we have a little bit of a sad news. If anybody's been in the gun industry for more than 20 minutes, they will know the name Ron Godwin. Ron used to be the general manager of the El Cajon Gun Exchange. Been there many, many years. Ex-military. He's got a wife and a son, David. Actually, we used to do a gun show together on Target Radio back in the day, and he unfortunately passed away at the very young age of 64. So our hearts and prayers go out to him and his family. And if anybody knows Ron or knows the family, I'm sure they could use all the help and condolences that you could possibly give them. So just wanted to throw that out.
Sad news.
Very sad news. So with that being said, hey, by the way, if you are into gunsmithing, you've got to go out to Trident Gunsmithing. It's all brand new. They've totally changed the place. A lot of training. They're really concentrating on schools training for hunting and all forms of hunting, basically, is what they're doing. So go to www.tridentgunsmithing.com, tridentgunsmithing.com. Tell them you heard it right here on Gun Sports Radio. All right, hey, we have got a very special guest on the line. Michael, would you like to introduce this person?
Absolutely. Today we're going to talk about the newest member of the Oceanside City Council, San Diego County Gun Owners endorsed candidate, now City Council member Chris Rodriguez. Chris, are you there?
Hey, how are you? How are you, gentlemen?
Good.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor and a privilege, and we're hitting the ground running here in Oceanside.
You definitely are. Now, last time we talked to you here on Gun Sports Radio, you were a candidate, and you fought hard and ran a fantastic race, and should be congratulated on your character and hard work, because you did a really great job running. And now you are a full-fledged, sworn-in city council member for Oceanside, right?
That's correct. Yes, as of December 12th, I got sworn in, and it's been, like I said, it's been full speed ahead. We got a lot of things moving forward right out the gate.
Now, congratulations. So, and this is the first time you've ever been elected into office, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So how does it feel? How does it feel being an elected official?
It really sunk in after I swore in, and we had a large gathering, and I remember looking at my wife and thanking her for standing there and thanking my kids. And, right after I had my hand on the Bible and getting sworn in, it really sunk in after that. And I'm like, wow, we're really here. All this hard work from everybody involved. And now it's just, almost a full-time job, managing that, the family and my business, but it's worth it. It's very, very gratifying, and I'm excited to hit 2019 running. That's nice.
So what are your as an elected official for the city of Oceanside, what are some of your priorities going into 2019?
On the campaign trail, knocking on a lot of doors. I had three main bullet points. Number one is public safety. Number two is housing affordability, not affordable housing. Housing affordability is a big difference, involving getting higher paying jobs here in Oceanside, and we need more housing inventory. It's a supply and demand issue. And last but not least, business development. I want to make Oceanside the most business-friendly city in San Diego County.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. And now, as you and I have talked about this, but if you could let everybody know, we've San Diego County Gun Owners has done a lot to make sure that San Diegans have access to CCWs, carry concealed weapon permits, and the sheriff has changed his policy drastically so that basically if you're in San Diego, you can get a CCW now. What are your feelings on that, being a city council member in Oceanside?
I fully support the Second Amendment and responsible gun owners being able to apply and in an expedient, productive fashion receiving those CCWs. From the last I've heard in our last conversations, there is a backlog, and I'd like to see that expedited or chartered cities like Oceanside or other cities where maybe they can take on some of that burden and issue CCWs to responsible gun owners. For sure, I fully support it.
So to take some of the pressure off, because you're right, there's about an 8. If you call tomorrow to get an appointment, it's about an 8-month wait. They're trying real hard, I got to tell you. Then they're making a sincere effort to do the best they can. But do you think that's a realistic possibility in Oceanside that you guys would start to issue through your police chief and just to help take some of the burden off the sheriff?
I think it's got to be a very gentle and smart approach that we take slowly. I have sat down with the Oceanside police chief, and I made him aware of the waiting list. He advised that he was not aware that it was taking that long, and that he would make some phone calls and see what could be done to expedite that. I did ask him about the potential of Oceanside issuing CCWs, and he has advised me that he goes to a regular meeting with the sheriff's department and police chiefs of the area, and they've all agreed that it's the responsibility currently of the San Diego Sheriff's Department, and that's just their pose at this juncture. But I think with these timelines being so far backed up that we need to look at other options, and I would be honored for Oceanside as the third largest city in San Diego County to take that on. What that looks like and how that would work, obviously there's a lot of logistics in between, but I would definitely support that.
That's awesome. That's why we focus on local right there.
That's positive.
It's like you've always said, you got to grow a tree from a very small sapling, and you got to feed it right, and it's got to be the right tree so it'll grow and do the right thing.
That's right. Now, you guys, as a part of you getting elected, they drew districts in Oceanside, and 2 incumbents ran against each other, and one lost, which, by the way, I'm not sad about at all. He was very anti-gun, refused to even meet with me, so, good riddance. But what happened is you guys do have an appointment to make for one of the areas, one of the districts. And can you tell everybody, just give about 30 seconds on what's going on with the appointing the new guy?
Yeah, really quick. There's an at-large position. So council member Esther Sanchez has been elected as District 1 in Oceanside, and so she declared the at-large council member seat vacant as of December 12th. So we have pretty much 60 days to the council to appoint or to do a special election. Now, if we did a special election, it would cost close to $700,000, and the individual would only be in council for less than a year. So it doesn't make sense. We need to appoint. We decided to take applications, and we'll be looking at each applicant and make a decision, hopefully by this next council meeting on January 9th. We got a lot of great candidates.
Is there somebody that you're going to support already, or are you still vetting people out, or what's your stance so far?
Yeah, so I began really early on looking at individuals that I would like to support, and once we open the door for anybody to apply within the city that's above the age of 18 as a registered voter, I was forced to obviously meet with everybody and consider everybody. So we're going to be submitting, each council member will be submitting 5 names to the city clerk, which will be read aloud at the next council meeting to see if there's some consensus. It will require 3 votes on the individual. I have my 5 ready to go, and I have my top 3, so to speak, that I'd really like to see get this, and all 3 of them are
good.
Pro Second Amendment, pro
That's what I was going to say.
pro public safety.
I know from
Absolutely.
talking to you that's a priority, and you're not going to let anybody get in there that's not pro Second Amendment. I very much appreciate that.
That's correct.
Hey,
Thank
Chris,
you so much.
Yeah, Chris, thank you very, very much. And if people want to follow you and maybe send you notes and messages, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Facebook would be the best. My Facebook page is at vote for the number 4 Rod, and I'd love to hear from everybody.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of 2019 because, boy, it's going to be a wild ride.
Absolutely, gentlemen.
Thank you, and you're always welcome back. Hey, folks, this is Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. We'll be right back. All right, folks, hey, welcome back. This is Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Normally, John Dillon would be calling in right now, but when you've got 37 children in your car, it makes it very difficult to communicate.
Yep.
So we gave John the day off. But hey, if you ever need a lawyer, and I mean a lawyer, you can always hook up with John Dillon. John Dillon is an amazing Second Amendment rights lawyer. You can get him at Gatsky Dillon and Balance, LLP. And he will be more than happy to take care of you. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com. Hey, how can you make your AR rifle legal and keep your features? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, foregrip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you are buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is a cost-effective and easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all these horrible California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. Go to CaliKey.com. That's KALIKEY.com. And do you or any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapons for personal protection? Do you have or are you getting a CCW? Well, what are you going to do if you get involved in an incident where a police officer pulls you over and you end up having to go to jail? What are you going to do for bail? What are you going to do for a lawyer? Well, guess what? For $10 a month, that's $10 a month for the whole family, you got 24-hour protection with firearmslegal.com. It's very inexpensive insurance. Firearmslegal.com. Hopefully you never get in that situation. But if you don't have firearmslegal.com, guess what? You could get in serious trouble. Go to www.firearmslegal.com or call them at 469-310-9100. All right, since John's not going to be with us today, what is the topic at hand?
What about discussing real quick just the continuing, how city council members from different cities, getting their chiefs of police on board with, issuing CCWs. And I just like the direction this thing is going. I mean, the local sheriff has reduced his qualifications somewhat to make it, somewhat easier for, people to get a CCW.
Tons easier. Yeah.
Well, you got yours.
Yeah.
And Michael has his.
Michael has his.
Right. And
Michael's wife has hers.
Yeah.
Elaine and I are going to school next week.
Oh.
Elaine and I are going to get our own.
You should go. You should.
I know.
Bring some doxes with you.
I know. I'm going to bring a Roddy, too. Elaine and I are going to be totally prepared.
Eileen would love it.
She would.
But it's good that these police, so the idea, what he was saying is basically, that, hey, there's such a huge demand right now that, some of these police chiefs can probably issue just to people in their own city, and that would help take some of the pressure off. I think it's a great idea. There's a lot of people in Oceanside,
I don't think they're doing it. The ones that don't want to do it are doing it because no one's putting any pressure on them to do it. But those days are changing.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think the general attitude about CCWs are changing significantly.
It is.
And San Diego is going to be, a county where, that's something that has to be. It's not going to be a rarity, for much longer.
Right.
So the ability for people to have access to it, and then when law enforcement, does traffic stops, that sort of thing, so their ability to understand exactly all the rules and laws around it. It's times they are changing.
Well, we had other sheriffs on over the past couple of years on the show, and you've seen a change now from the old way of thinking, especially like with active shooters and stuff like that, just, hide in place and the good guys will be there. But the new way of thinking is, all of us, again, are our own first responders.
Right.
And so a lot of the chiefs of police are thinking that way as well. And, putting the responsibility to the citizen like it should be.
Orange County and Riverside County both just elected brand new sheriffs. They're both pro CCW.
Well, there's been no proof that by owning a CCW that you're a negative or bad person or you've done crimes illegally.
No, statistically, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Because it puts more onus on you now that you got a CCW because you've got rules and regulations. And let's talk a little bit about that for a second.
Sure.
Okay, you've now got a CCW. Now what are some of the laws that apply to you owning a CCW that you have to abide by that maybe weren't as important to you before you got a CCW?
Well, I that's a good question. They find that people that have CCWs, because states like Florida was one of the first states out of the box to start issuing CCWs as shall issue. And that started about 30 years ago. So there's a lot of history to look at. And what they find is that people with CCWs, commit like road rage far less than the general population, far less. And a lot of times, the reason is, well, gee, I don't want to lose this. I've worked so hard to get my CCW. It's become a part of my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to abuse it.
Plus, you're scrutinized.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, they've got your footprint. They got your underwear print. They got everything on you to get a CCW. So you mess up, they're going to catch you.
Well, and speaking of Florida, too, those the sheriffs, Broward County and the rest of them tell people, hey, listen, we issued a CCW. We want you to carry it. Remember that? Don't leave it at home.
Yeah.
Don't leave it in the car. Carry it with you. That's why we gave it to you.
Well, one of the first states that allowed non-residents to get a CCW was Utah. And so a lot of instructors went to Utah to get certified to become an instructor here in California. And the attitude of a CCW when it comes to law enforcement in Utah is totally different. In that, a lot of law enforcement, when they pull somebody over, they say, hey, do you have a CCW? Can I see it? And the reason is they know if you have a CCW, you've had a background check. There are fingerprints on file. They've scrutinized your mental capacity as well as your.
Doesn't mean you're going to
background.
get off the ticket. It just means
Right.
you're not going to get scrutinized if you didn't have a CCW.
Right. So police officers feel safer around somebody who has a CCW rather than somebody that hasn't been vetted at all.
Well, I wanted to, like I say, continue the conversation because we've been doing the show for a few years. Now we're starting to see more of this direction going, with a lot of hard work on all, by a lot of people.
Parts. I think on all our parts. I think the radio show, San Diego County gun owners, and all the gun ranges out there, Gun Range San Diego. It's a concerted effort. And like you said, 30 years Florida's had it, and the proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
The proof's in the pudding.
Yep, it truly is, and people, we wanted the policy to be 2 words, say self-defense or personal protection, and you get your CCW. Yeah. It's not 2 words, but it's like 13 sentences.
How about just United States?
Yeah, right. We don't even think you should have a requirement to have a good cause statement.
Not if you're, a U.S. citizen.
But really, truly, your good cause statement is about 13 sentences. We have a video online that shows you how to do it. So everybody's in San Diego. If you're trained and you're law abiding, you pass background check. You're 13 sentences away from a CCW.
And what's that website? Give it to them.
San Diego County Gunowners.com and then /CCW. So San Diego County Gunowners.com/CCW.
And then speaking of that, Second Amendment dinner.
Second Amendment
coming up.
Yep, Second Amendment celebration dinner May the 4th at Town and Country down in Mission Valley, gunprom.com.
Oh, yeah. I better write that down. May the 4th?
May the 4th.
Am I still the guy?
You're still, you're the guy.
That'd be great.
May the 4th.
4 de Mayo.
Down in Town and Country. We're selling tables. We're selling individual seats right now. Gun Sports Radio. You guys have a table there. And we actually, Cali Key bought a table.
Sweet.
And,
Gun Range San Diego?
Not yet, but I'm sure we'll get them.
Come on, Justin, get off the stick.
but it's going to be close to probably about 600 people,
right?
Between 500 and 600 people, and that's going to be a really good.
Yeah, everybody should be marking the calendars, and if you have questions on it, go to their website. You can go to our website. Either way, but you got to get down there.
If you're a
hell of a night,
if you're a gun enthusiast, you don't have to belong to anything. But if you're a gun enthusiast and you believe in your Second Amendment rights, you need to come to the prom.
It's just a lot of fun, too.
Who's you got a special guest lined up?
So the focus is going to be on we have a whole program, but there's not going to be one single keynote speaker.
Oh, not this
program. But the focus is going to be on the members, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a live auction, but we're going to have elected officials. We're going to have community leaders. We're going to have hundreds of people there.
Yeah, it's a great place to
almost
meet
everybody
a lot of
we've
people.
had on radio, I'm sure, is going to be coming.
Yeah, it's a great place to meet a lot of people.
Dress up, come on down, have a drink, have
great raffle
dinner,
prizes.
Great prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be our 4th year. Can't believe it. I can't believe we've done 4 of these dinners. And
by the way,
getting bigger and bigger.
So we're going into 2019.
Yep.
How many members do you have?
We're up around 1,300 members.
Okay, and what are you looking for by the end of 2019? What's your goal?
Well, we've been signing up about between 1.5 and 2 people on average. So if we could, I want to sign up. Last year we signed up 300 and we signed up 637.
You sure you don't have more than 1,300?
No, we have, probably a little bit over 1,300. I don't have the exact, but we signed up.
Where's Laura when you need her? Jeez Louise.
Just in our 3rd year, we signed up over 600 people. So if we could do that again, if we could sign up 600 people, 700 people, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, any news on?
We'd like to get to 2. Here's the answer to your question. We'd like to get to 2,000.
That's what I was looking
by
for.
2020, January 1st, 2020. We want to have 2,000 members.
That's a big push. Any news on the gun show where it's going to be?
No, nothing yet. Actually, I was just thinking that I need to reach out to the Templetons and figure out what's going on.
What's kicking, chicken?
I'm really surprised that they hadn't already got their ducks in a row. It's
well, maybe tough. Let's call them and maybe have them on the show maybe in the next couple of weeks.
We're here to support them.
Yeah. Because it's going to be bigger and better. It's not going away. The venue is no longer Del Mar, but it's not going away. We just got to.
But you know what? Everybody's making a big deal of the fact that it's not a Del Mar. Who cares?
Well, you're right.
Really?
Except that the reason it's no longer at Del Mar is why people care.
Well, okay.
When a government says, "Hey, we don't like you people and your culture, get out of town," that's bad. Well, but logistically, anywhere else in the county is going to be better. Del Mar was way out in the middle.
Have you thought of Sports Arena?
Well, so Sports Arena, yes. Sports Arena it's like a public-private partnership. So the city, they're kind of under the control of the San Diego City Council.
Yeah.
And that could be going from the pan into the fire.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So we're looking for true private property. We talked to some of the Indian casinos.
I was going to say, Saquon, if anybody, it'd be Hamul, since they just switched names from Hollywood to Hamul.
We just talked. One of the places I liked a lot was Lakeside, the rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem was about 300 or 400 of their parking places are on school property.
Right.
So
yeah, I know. That's a bummer.
Yeah. So they just didn't have the parking capacity.
Right.
But we thought that would have been a really cool venue.
What about Town and Country?
Town and Country's top of the list.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's where I want them to move to. I think it would be very cool. They have the facility. Yeah. A huge room.
And easy parking. You don't have to, I was even thinking of the convention center, not the convention center, but what's the one in downtown San Diego on Front?
Yeah.
Civic Center.
The Civic Center.
Yeah.
But parking is just such a disaster.
Town and Country could accommodate.
Town and Country is great. The owner, Terry Brown's a good guy.
Yeah. Or
so
even
they just sold.
How about the
they
Valley?
Sold part of it. They didn't sell the whole hotel though.
Oh, does he still own the?
Yeah, he just sold the front parcel so he could redevelop the rest of it.
Valley High.
That's
we could do it
was.
at Valley High.
Okay, good.
Tom Ham's Lighthouse. The Midway.
The Midway would be very cool.
Would the Midway be the best?
The Midway would be awesome.
I tell you.
There we go.
We'll work it out. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Hey, welcome back. This is Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Hey, folks, Trident Gunsmithing. They've done a complete remodel. You have got to take a run over there and check them out. Go to tridentgunsmithing.com. You can get the address, hours of operations. There's your connection for gun repairs, upgrading, and more, plus hunting. They are the hunting experts. 858-577-0576. Hey, how can you make your AR rifle legal and keep your features? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, 4 grips, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you're buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is cost-effective and easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all these horrible California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. Go to CaliKey.com. That's KALIKEY.com. Hey, folks. Right now, we've got the Gun Range San Diego segment. We got Casey on the line. You can go to Gun Range San Diego 7 days a week, almost 365 days out of the year. 7853 Balboa Avenue. Go to thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com. They've got specials going on. They got classes, training. They love first-time shooters, and they like professional shooters. They don't care. They'll adjust to whoever's ability, and they'll take care of you like family. Remember, that's the Gun Range. The Gun Range San Diego is the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. All right, hey, we got Wildman Casey on the line. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Living the dream. What about you?
Surviving every day.
Every day. Huh?
That's because you're too busy.
Yeah, especially after the holidays and right before school starts. Everybody's coming in.
Good. Really? That's cool.
Yeah. Thursday, we pretty much had a full range from opening to close. Same with Friday, Saturday, and today. So we only got about a 30-minute wait right now, so it's not too bad, but we're keeping it busy.
So we were talking heavy duty on CCWs and the fact that things are loosening up. I understand you guys have a CCW class right there at the Gun Range San Diego.
Yep, so we have John that does our classes in here. We actually have his business cards now, which is thankfully he gave them to us because it's kind of hard to get a hold of them beforehand. But, yeah, if anybody has any questions or comments like that, just give us a call. We'll give you his information.
Great.
And he's pretty much, when it comes to CCWs, he's as good as it gets out here.
See, that's a great endorsement. We're going to have him on at 4:45 today.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
So you're only got about a 30-minute wait, which is not the end of the world because I heard you sing and dance real well, so that'll keep everybody occupied until the range opens.
Yeah, we try to. We go around, talk to customers, just make sure everybody's having a good time while they wait. We'll bring them over to the sales side, show them different weapons that they can try out and whatnot. So we keep everybody as entertained as we can, and we have inside of our lobby, we have a TV that shows a live feed of the range in there so people can actually see it before they even go in there so they can understand what's going on.
And your gun library changes on a pretty regular basis, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, so when it comes, new firearms coming out, we switch out what new firearms we can get. We try to update it as often as we can, but, being out here in California, there's only so much we can do. Mm-hmm. But we kind of go off the customer's request, and, people are requesting a certain firearm all the time. We'll be like, all right, well, looks like we got to put that one on there. That's
what we need to do, Michael, is help California update the roster. Get that thing loosened up.
I know. It's ridiculous. But it's it's amazing when you bring that to people's attention, even people that maybe aren't focused on Second Amendment or that's not really their thing. When you explain to them how ridiculous it is that you can only sell a new pistol in California as long as it's got technology that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
It doesn't. That resonates even with people that aren't exactly Second Amendment supporters.
Right, yeah, they'll come in, they'll be like, I want this newest, they want the Glock 48 or the Glock 43X and this stuff. I'm like, well, are you law enforcement? No?
Yeah.
Well,
two classes of citizens, unfortunately.
California doesn't like you.
Does that happen a lot? Do a lot of customers come in and they're looking for the Judge or some gun that you can't
get?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Absolutely.
Every single day.
Everything you want is not on the roster.
The most common phrase out of our mouths is, sorry, that's not on the roster.
And then the second phase should be contact your politician and tell him you're disgusted.
How about Brian Jones? Should we be, talking to him?
I talk to him all the time. Absolutely.
What about the roster?
We try to explain, the whole processes with everybody, but then they just start getting infuriated, and then we're infuriated, and, trying to make sense of all this just makes you angry because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
We have all these firearms with all these regulations and this and that, and it's like, well, I'm not going out there and doing bad things. Why am I being punished for this?
The roster is unsafe. It's unsafe to have the roster. So we should dump the roster. What can we do to dump the roster?
Elect more people that agree with that.
We should start chatting with them a little bit more. It's a good idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's just we're losing more and more guns each time, and it's just with how the ammo background check is just a whole nother registration scheme. So it's fun trying to deal with it and trying to explain it.
Speaking
in
of
the
that,
easiest terms we can.
Michael, was it the roster? Isn't it? What is it, like 69 or 69 basic guns? But then you've got different color varieties that give you the 690 on the roster, some weird thing like that.
Right. And if a company, if they keep the same model but they change the logo or change the color or anything on that gun, congratulations, it's now off roster.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Rock Island Armory. They changed their logo, and now you can't do it.
Well, it's a de facto handgun ban, and they're phasing it in slowly. But the problem is that's the intention. The intention
Absolutely.
is for it to be a ban. It was never about safety. It was never about technology. It was always about let's see if we can ban handguns.
When it comes to that whole micro stamping and stuff like that, that doesn't make sense. Your firing pin wears down eventually. If you want me to put a serial number on it, how long is that going to last before? Oh, cool, I need a new firing pin with a new serial number on it.
Well, maybe if the Ninth District Court gets stacked up correctly.
And it is it's in there's a lawsuit right now too. But when I talk to politicians who, like I said, maybe the Second Amendment isn't their priority, or maybe they're downright against it. I explain to them, this is like saying, hey, you can sell any car you want in California as long as it flies.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, okay. Well, flying cars don't exist, so what do we do? Well, tough. Mm-hmm. And you can sell any pistol in California that you like as a manufacturer, as long as it has this micro stamping that doesn't exist, which is
Well, maybe with the CCW and then the idea of the designated defender, coming more into light and things like that, we might be able to do something.
Well, and then you have Casey, you guys are trying to run a business every single day. You guys miss a sale because of this ridiculous roster every single day, right?
Well, it's not only on the sale now, it's also on our rental side, because you have to be 21 to rent all of our firearms now. Unless you're military with your active duty, you can do rifles and shotguns. But now, we'd have 18-year-olds coming in, renting rifles and shotguns, having a good time. You have to be 21 for everything now. So that just took a huge thing on. No, that's not even just to buy, that's to rent.
Oh, you have to be 21 to rent?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, we can't hand over any firearms or ammunition to them and stuff,
Yeah.
So it's just kind of hitting us on both sides of it. So there's a battle against gun stores for sure.
Wow. Gotcha.
Well, it's no coincidence.
It's fun.
And I don't know if you're going to be, convincing, rather than changing minds. I think the key to victory is organizing like-minded people. Everybody that goes to a guy. I mean, you've had your range has been full of people. For the last couple of days. Are all these people involved? Are they all, members of different organizations? Are they all, doing the things that it takes in order to keep the rights? I think that's where our power is going to come from.
No, it's not, but that's definitely something we need to step up on and start reaching out. It's just like we want people to enjoy this sport. We want people to love it, enjoy it, purchase firearms, have a great time with them. But if our rights keep getting stripped away, we have nobody to blame but ourselves,
Yeah.
We have to just keep putting in our effort and battling it.
So the folks that are coming in, what are they shooting? What's popular these days? When a typical day, what are you guys seeing?
Shotguns.
Oh, Lord. We are, our AR-15s, because everybody wants to shoot those. We have a new Benelli M4 out there, so that one's getting a lot of use just because, it's a big semi-auto shotgun. For our pistols, plenty of 1911s, 9mm. We do a lot of CZs, plenty of Glocks, SIGs. Obviously, for 9mm, we pretty much If we have people that are inexperienced, never really shot before, we ask them, all right, do you have any, you play any video games or watch any movies? Or like, oh, I want this gun from this movie. Or like, okay, Beretta 92. So we go off current events for that, and it really does help us narrow it down. Or, we have some guns that are painted like pink and purple, and people like those too. So it's, we kind of play to everybody's wants and needs the best we can.
Well,
we're very sensible about it. Like when we have new shooters come in and they want to shoot like the Desert Eagle or the 44 Magnum, like for your first gun, I wouldn't recommend that just because it might put a bad taste in your mouth of firearms.
Well, we just went through Christmas, and there's a lot of really great Christmas gun movies like Die Hard, right? Lethal Weapon, both
absolutely
fantastic Christmas movies that feature
Hollywood
firearms.
makes so much money on guns, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
No, they make money on ammo. I've never seen anybody go through so much ammo. I watched the OK Corral yesterday.
Oh, neat.
Now, that's an old movie.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a 6-shooter shoot 30, 40 rounds at a time. I don't know what kind of gun that is, but man, oh man. And nobody had any issues with that. Nobody.
Yeah.
My favorite movie mistake is in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday has a double-barrel shotgun.
Right.
And if you watch closely, he shoots three rounds.
I know.
Yeah. I just watched that the other day, and I was like,
how does this work?
That's Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
It's always fun watching that stuff, trying to, at least they could, hit up some gun stores and be like, hey, is this correct? No, your EOTech's on backwards. So you might want to flip that around.
Hey, listen, in the 1 minute we got left, can you talk about, safeties on guns real quick? You got to go ahead.
Yeah, so quick little breakdown. Most firearms have safety, some don't, but when it comes down to it, you are the first safety. Is your finger off that trigger, as we like to say, keep your booger hook off the bang switch. Your safety, it is good.
Dave.
It's there to prevent that, but it's also a mechanical item, and they can fail.
Wait a minute.
You're sitting there trying to rely on the safety the whole time. You're like, oh, my safety's on. You're sitting there trying to pull the trigger, and then it goes bang on you. Well, that's your fault.
Okay.
It's a secondary line of preventative measures.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute.
You lost Dave on that.
Do that one more time. Your what?
Your finger.
Your what finger
Come
on
on.
your what?
Your booger hook on the bang switch.
You know what? That's a T-shirt. If you're not making up
Keep your
T-shirts
booger hook off
on
the
the
bang switch.
And that's what we like to do here is we like to, especially new shooters, get it humorous because that's what people feed on the most. They remember humorous things. When we're sitting there, keep your finger off the trigger, keep your finger off the trigger. They don't pay attention. They're like,
No.
booger hook off the bang switch. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's right. I was just using that. Oh, my God. All right, buddy. Hey, we're going to let you go. Go make a T-shirt.
With that
Tell
being said-
Veronica you need T-shirts.
Yeah, you need T-shirts with that logo. We love it. Love your show, baby.
All right, buddy. You're the best.
Good one, guys.
Thanks, Casey.
Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are the answer. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. FM 96.1 AM 1170. The answer. Hey, do you or any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapons for personal protection? Do you have or are you going to get a CCW? Well, what happens if you're involved in an incident when you end up in the clinker? Who's going to pay for that expensive lawyer? Well, if you talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection for less than $10 a month, $10 a month, you can barely get breakfast for that. You will have a peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation. Could be John Dillon from Gasky, Dillon & Balance. Representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com or call 844-357-9400, 844-367 or 357-9400, or go to www.firearmslegal.com. All right, Stump My Nephew. It's not my nephew, but Sam the Gunman's all the way on the other side of the country, sitting there feverishly waiting for the Schwartz question.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay, good. All right. Joanne from Chula Vista wrote in that she has a lever-action 94 rifle, and printed on the barrel is 30 WCF. And she wants to know if you know what that means.
Joanne from Chula Vista, I hope you're enjoying your Model 1894. My dad has one, and they're a lot of fun to shoot. The WCF stands for Winchester Centerfire. It's another way of naming the 3030 cartridge.
What does centerfire stand for? What's that?
It has a primer sitting in a primer pocket in the center of the base of the cartridge, as opposed to a rimfire cartridge, which has sound built into the case around the edge, like 22 long rifle.
Touchdown.
Exactly right. The original designation for a 3030, when people most commonly call it 3030, was
That's very good.
30 WCF, Winchester Centerfire.
And by the way, mark your calendar for May the 4th.
Gun prom.
Because you're coming out.
I don't know if I can make it. It's right in the middle of exams for me, but once classes start, I'll talk to my professors and see if I can get my exams early.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's the spirit.
Hey, send them out. Lance will do them for you. Knock it out of the park.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You'll be valedictorian when he's done with you.
Sure, nuclear science. I'm good at it.
Nuclear science.
Well, awesome. Awesome job, Sam. You got it right. We were unable to stump you yet again. Fantastic
yes,
job.
Great job. Love your show.
Keep up the good work, son, and we sure hope you can make it out on the 4th.
Me too. Thanks for having me on.
All right, buddy.
Warm.
We're going to talk to you next week. Hey, folks, and if you want to try to stump Sam the Gunman, go to either Gun Range or gunsportsradio.com or San Diego County Gunowners.com. Throw your question out there, and you could end up with a really nice high-end shirt.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fact.
Dokie. Oh, excuse me as I pass out here. Hey, we have a very special guest on the line, and we were just talking about him a little bit. His ears were probably burning. You want to introduce him?
Yeah, well, we talking on the show today about CCW, and our guest was talking talking with his chief of police in CCW. I thought we'd have our good buddy from San Diego County Gun Range San Diego, John Goff, and he was on before and just talking about the process again of getting a CCW here in San Diego. So, Johnny, how you doing today?
Very good. And how are you gentlemen enjoying the new year?
We're doing terrific in radio land.
You've got a radio voice. Goodness, you have a radio voice.
Dave loves it.
It's a built-in. On getting CCWs this year, I suggest that anyone who really wants to put one in should put their applications in now, because there's a 6-month waiting list for the interviews. So
Sure.
get it in as quickly as you can.
And it's easy to do.
It's a simple thing. You can do it online and print it out. There's suggestions on your organization is putting out some really good information on how to fill out your paperwork. I think that's good. I'm always willing to help. Anyone can give me a call at any time, and I'll help them with their application.
What's that phone number, Johnny?
It's 619-933-4368, and I'm always glad to give a hand. The thing that I think that we need to emphasize in one of your last one of the guys from a range there was talking about it is we need to familiarize people with their guns. And I've been doing some classes lately with people who have family guns that they've inherited or whatever, and they want to get their kids familiar with them. So what we do is we sit down and we actually teach a gun safety class with the guns that the family owns.
Great idea.
So that they're familiar with the gun, and the curiosity factor is gone. And we teach them all the safety stuff, and I teach the parents at the same time, so that they're listening, so they can reinforce it later. I just think it's one of the services that we can provide there at the gun range. I think it's it is a class that we can do on weekends, and we can do it just about to almost any gun and to almost any family. I will do it on weekends. I will do it during the week in the evenings. I will set my schedule for the family because I think it's that important. I had a family come in with they had a 94 Winchester, and they had a series of beautiful revolvers, and they had, of course, one semi-automatic. So what we did is we did all the gun basics on each of the types of guns and the safeties and how to handle them and all the safety about keeping your finger off the trigger. I like the new reference there, but I don't think I'll put that T-shirt on.
Okay.
But I think that if you are considering concealed weapons, give us a call. I'll be glad to talk to you about it, and I would like to see more concealed weapons out there. The sheriff's department, has been more open about providing them. They've changed their procedures, and I think it's a very laudable way that they are doing it. I think that the administration has finally come to the conclusion that maybe the people who own guns are not necessarily the ones who want to carry them legally may not be the bad guys.
And John, you're retired law enforcement, right?
Yes, I am. 28 years with a local organization. So I don't use them. I don't use them as an advertising point.
Yeah, no, you don't. But that's the experience that I just wanted to. That kind of experience has come to the conclusion that it's good if people go through this process and law-abiding citizens. I agree,
and a lot of our law enforcement at the academies learn that. They learn that it's sometimes good to have a little bit of backup out there. I've had it when I was on the streets. I did have, let's think, 4 instances where I needed help, and I got help from the citizenry.
Wow!
So it is
good.
We have to work together.
I got a quick question for you, John. How do you feel about gun owners keeping a diary of when they go shooting and the training that they get? Would that be helpful to you as a CCW instructor or someone you don't know them from Adam? They show up, they want to take your class, and then they put this diary in front of you. You could flip through there and see all the work they've done in the past?
I think the diary is good, and one of the things that it can do is we can give them then suggestions on how to augment the training that they're doing. Concealed weapons are different than going out and just shooting for fun. Concealed weapon is a tool, so you have to learn to use a tool. It's just like driving a hammer and nail, So I think that the diary is an excellent idea, and in the event that you ever need it, you might want to be able to have it to substantiate yourself in court.
Well, what I've done is the book that you gave me when I took your CCW instruction, I've also kind of turned that into a diary. I've gone back to all the times that I could document, and any documentation or certifications that I got and whatever, I'm now housing them in that book and trying to create a timeline of that and doing that forward as well.
That's cool. It's a good idea.
That's a great thing. In fact, that might take your suggestion and just add a suggested thing into my course outline, because that really is a good idea.
Yeah, why not? For all of us. So anyway, all right. Well, give us that phone number again, my friend.
It's area code 619-933-4368, and call if you have questions.
Yeah, give John a call. He's super. If you're just curious about the process, he'll help you out, as you said, with the paperwork. And certainly if you'd like to take instruction from him, of course, the website for San Diego County gun owners, they've got a fabulous instructional tape there as well on our video on what to watch. So
cool.
Terrific.
All right. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you, and thanks a lot.
All right. Hey, we want to thank our great sponsors, the San Diego County Gun Owners. Go to SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. The Gun Range San Diego, thegunrangesandiego.com. Dylan Gatsky and Balance, CAFirearmsLaw.com. FirearmsLegal.com. $10 a month. Can't beat it. TridentGunsmithing.com. And last but not least, CaliKey.com. Get your weapons up to snuff. KALIKEY.com. Hey, and I also want to thank Lance, Michael, Casey, Dylan, and Hannah, our board op, who just made my ears Sing Like a Buzzard. Right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are the answer. Be safe. Get a CCW.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.